helped pass Wisconsin's first fair housing ordinance, opening doors that had been legally closed for generations, and setting a model other cities would later follow. Barbie believed civil rights weren't symbolic, they were enforceable. Lloyd Barbie showed that real justice comes from persistence, strategy, and the courage to make institutions answer.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day, on a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
We address people, young boys, as if they're grown when they're not. For me, they're not young men, they're young boys. And I think if we could...
Truth Nation, great morning. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I am the legendary Home Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Elsie in the building.
And of course, Will holding it down. Great morning, Will. How you doing and feeling this morning?
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Yep, absolutely.
The happiest of Fridays.
Absolutely, because, we got a lot of things coming up. We got What the Business Is coming up at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes, sir.
Powered by We Energies. And of course, we also will have, there's another special event that is coming up on important for NPS and enrollment. So we'll have Matthew Boswell speaking again, letting people know.
Again.
Yeah, so that's going to come up at 8:30. So 8 o'clock hour, very, very busy with what the business is, as well as NPS talking about the event happening at the legendary North Division. I got it. I'm ahead of you.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
legendary.
But Dame, how you doing, man? How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling excellent. It's Friday.
Yeah, that part,
Been
man.
a long week.
Yeah. So, there is a situation that has been in the news here in the city a lot. So we had Golden Nest, and it doesn't mean, in my opinion, that Golden Nest was the first one to do it, talking about coming in there smelling like marijuana. So it's like, and we had the debate of people feeling one way or another, like, that's targeting. Are they being specific to, is it a racial thing and all of that? Mm-hmm. And then there's Botanis. Like, they got a sign that's been up too, talking about the same message. So the same message is being put up in a lot of different establishments that do different things, not just restaurants. Well, there's a new one that wants to add it to the list, but he's saying, like, okay, I know I can't, but he's kind of giving people a stern warning of like, yeah, this could this could create a little situation for you. We can't literally just say it per se, but he's frustrated. And that is, do we have that clip available, Will? So those of you who are on our YouTube page and Facebook and X, you'll be able to watch it live. But those of you in Troop Nation who are just listening to the audio via the app or in your car, you'll be able to hear the message. And we're going to talk about it before we get into some of the other things we'll be dealing with this morning. So we're going to play this audio clip.
But our big story tonight at 9, what is that smell? A Milwaukee County judge goes off over a lingering smell of marijuana.
Maybe you've had that same experience. It wasn't just in his courtroom. Take a listen.
I'm going to say I'm not thrilled that my courtroom smells like marijuana. And the hallway outside my courtroom smells like marijuana. Awful ton of marijuana. There's nothing I can do about that, but it's inappropriate. It's still illegal. And anybody that thinks it's a good idea to get high before you come to court really needs a reality orientation. That's a side note. It has nothing to do with the sentencing, but that's what it's coming to in this community. That this courthouse smells like weed every day. And the courtroom is bad. The hallway's worse.
The judge not mincing his words.
He's not the only one who smells it either. Our Abril Preciado joins us in the newsroom with tonight's big story. Abril?
Well, let me tell you guys, people I spoke with at the courthouse say the smell of marijuana is pretty common there. That smell may be strong, but so is the judge's message.
Like strong, earthy smell.
People say it's a common odor.
I've smelt it at restaurants. I've smelt it, in taverns.
Becoming more common at the Milwaukee County Courthouse.
Kind of like rotten skunks. That's the way I describe it.
A smell that some people say they've caught when?
You get the whiff when you're in like the security line and you're getting in. I was walking through the tunnel to enter the courthouse today and I could smell.
And now is seeping into courtrooms.
I'm not thrilled that my courtroom smells like marijuana.
And getting the attention of Judge David Borowski, disrupting enough to him to address during a sentencing hearing Thursday.
The hallway outside my courtroom smells like marijuana. Awful ton of marijuana.
Despite the no smoking sign seen throughout the building and this fact,
It's still illegal, and the courtroom is bad. The hallway's worse.
the judge fed up.
Courthouse smells like weed every day.
Others agree it isn't a good look given the circumstances.
If you come in there for court, you want to come in straight, not half trashed.
While others are more indifferent.
I'm not for or against what people are doing with their own lives on their own time, but it was just interesting to me that I noticed it today, and now here I am talking about it.
Yeah.
And the courthouse, including all public areas.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Dave?
You shouldn't come to court smelling like weed. Come on, man. There's ways of getting high. A lot of people, they get high every morning, right? Mm-hmm. There's ways of getting high without smelling like you're high or looking like you're high or whatever the case. People have been doing it for decades.
And what if you're in court for a weed charge?
I would hope. I don't know what court Borowski has. Hopefully it's not a criminal court. It's something else. Maybe it's eviction court or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he said he was there for a sentencing.
He was there for
so he does sentencing.
So he's there for sentencing.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm being sentenced, forget it. I'm just going to smoke. I'm going to jail already. But
are you trying to ask for leniency? You know what I'm saying? So don't come in there talking about.
Listen.
Don't send no letters.
Well, that's different. That's different. If I'm already going to jail, F it. I'm gonna get high as hell and I'm gonna go to jail. And are they taking you away right then?
Who knows?
And sometimes that case. Sometimes that happens, right?
Remanded in custody right now.
Hey, I'm high as hell going to jail. There you go.
Yeah,
but you still, if you were in a general sense though, you would think okay, that's an outlining, example. But I would think you would want to not be smelling like weed, just going to court. Mm-hmm. It just seems like that's, I'm going to court, man. I don't want to be up here smelling like weed in front of the judge.
Man. Yes.
Huh?
So, yeah, I say don't do it. I say that people, again, he said it's still illegal. You know what I'm saying? It is still illegal. So just think, do you really want to cause yourself any extra problems when you're dealing with a situation like that? And to know that they were like, you can smell it outside before you even get in to the courthouse.
I haven't been to Denver or anywhere in Colorado since weed was legal there, or other places where weed is legal. I wonder, do they have those issues where people just walk around smelling like weed, and do they just accept it because weed is legal? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is, maybe not a popular opinion, but Milwaukee is so far behind in so many areas that we are just stuck in our ways, and then maybe across the country, that's not an issue no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to check to see how that works.
I'm going to ask my people who go to Denver all the time, like, when y'all out there, is it just like a natural, is it just like you just go places and smell, or do people know that, okay, it's legal, and so they're smoking weed when they know they got to go someplace that doesn't have that powerful smell that some of them, it's not as loud, as they say, as other weeds,
Yeah. Will, what's your thoughts on this? You think it's a good idea to go into court smelling the cannabis?
I wouldn't advise of it. It's a place where obviously, like, sentencing is handed down, specifically by that judge. But I think even like in Illinois, weed's legal, and I feel like I smell it less there.
That's
than
what
I
I'm
do
saying.
here.
Yeah.
I think there's something to the effect of it being decriminalized that it's like almost changes people's perspective about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because that's one of my question is, like, because it's not illegal, do they go through different steps just to not be offensive with it? And here, because it is illegal, they like, well, I'm gonna just smoke it and I don't care. They can't, and it becomes that defiant side of it. There's a lot of questions that can be asked. I don't smoke the funny tobacco.
Yeah, but I just would not advise for people, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you got a chance to, you're not wanting to be found. So that means that, there was a trial and all of that, because now you come into the sentencing if you were found guilty or whatever the case may be, and what your punishment would be. So sometimes people have a stayed sentence. But, coming in smelling like what you've been charged with and found guilty of.
That's an extreme situation. But I've been to court for, like, evictions and things like that, or whatever the case may be. Mostly it was for evictions last time I was there. And yeah, the whole courtroom smelled like weed. And so I'm just, it doesn't bother me. But it's just like, I can understand, like, if you feel like if you're in that courthouse and you're a part of the judicial system, and you it's still illegal here, and you shouldn't be. Yeah, I can understand that being an issue.
It's infringing on, like, the same way that some people feel about different things. It's like, well, you're infringing on the fact that I may have my grandkids here and all that. I don't want them. You know what I'm saying? They've been able to stay saying no to drugs. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I know that they're still out here, but I don't need them to have to be in that environment. And contact highs are real. We got to get ready to take care of our first set of bills.
I never got high from just smelling weed. That's some powerful weed.
Man,
imagine if you have to, like, give a statement too. Like, you would think that you'd want to be in the right headspace for that.
Right.
But people get high and go to work and work high-functioning jobs.
Yeah, there are
functioning
some
addicts.
They be high as hell. You don't even know.
Functioning addicts. We got to take care of some bills. And we'll talk. If you got something that you want to say before we go into talking about who's lowering the flags and who's not lowering the flags for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson, and then the authoritarian is still on the move, and he's trying to make sure he can get third term. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The Truth will be black.
Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am ASAP and Maya Angelou.
I am Marva Collins and Frederick Douglass.
From A to Z, I celebrate, emulate, and commemorate their example.
This is part of the Declaration of Excellence Milwaukee College Prep Scholars recite, not just during Black History Month, but each and every morning, because our students don't just honor history, they're determined to shape it. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends, if it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Seriously injured? Make one call. That's all.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, welcome black, welcome black. I'm so happy that we don't have to come into an environment where you're smelling weed. That would.
Well, if it was 30 years ago, you would have, because I'd probably be smelling like weed right now.
Well, if it was 30 years ago, and you would have been sent home.
Yeah, I'm saying if the time was 30 years ago, and I wouldn't have been sent home.
Yeah, you would have. I'm saying if you would have came to my radio station smelling like that, oh yeah, you would have been sent home.
But it ain't your radio station.
Because I was the one
it's the Truth Commerce radio station.
No. You said 30 years ago, so we going back to 30 years ago.
No, but it's the Truth Commerce radio station.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have been sent home because
you're talking about now.
People go to work. I said 30 years ago. 30 years ago, you are extrapolating that I would be working for the other radio station, which wouldn't have been the case.
Well, I'm just saying if you was. I said if you worked for me.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't get to do that.
No, and I'm just saying, but I don't. So 30 years ago, you might have smelled some weed on me, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah. I'm just saying that if you worked for me,
listen,
you didn't get to come in.
Milwaukee is so far behind in everything that is socially relevant, and a lot of things we are ahead in some areas, and in some areas we are prudes.
Yeah,
weed is weed, man. People smoke weed all across the world, all across the country.
I understand,
and it is legal in most of the country,
but not here.
But a lot of things that are illegal are neither here nor there. I'm just saying you probably shouldn't come to court smelling like weed, but it ain't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's no respect for the court. There's no respect for court. Listen, there's no respect for this. In a year, it's gonna be legal. Then what you gonna do?
Okay,
you're just gonna be mad.
Yeah, no. Then we understand if that's what it is, and then still to find out how that works in other places. No.
He's still smelling like weed, and it's legal. Then what?
Yeah,
then
what? Because when you go to places that it's already legal, then you already know, like, you know what? If I am not with this, then I'm not going here. I'm going to find the ones that have a policy to say, no, we're not doing that. So some people will still stand on, we're not doing it. You can't come in here smelling like weed.
If it's legal in that city or legal in that place, you can't discriminate and say you can't come in here.
There's signs all the time. No T-shirt. No shoes, no service.
Yeah.
And again, people can be like, but I'm in California, it's hot all the time. They can still say no shoes, no shirt, no service.
That's a personal preference in that you don't have on shoes and shirt.
That's that business.
But if the weed is legal,
but you don't
and I come in smelling like weed, now you're penalizing me for doing something.
I'm letting you know that my
legal.
business. I'm letting you know that my business is not going to accept that.
They can't. You can say that,
no,
but I'm telling you legally,
I can enforce it as my business.
Legally, we'll have to look that up. Will, can you look that up?
Yeah.
And can in states where weed is legal, can they say you can't come in here smelling like weed? I don't think they can do that.
Okay, so they put gratuities on your meal, and you may not want to pay a gratuity. Now you're going to tell them they can't do that?
That's apples and oranges.
No, it's not apples and oranges. Come on, bro. Come on now.
That's completely apples and oranges.
Come on now. It's because it's their business.
It's my right. It's my so I can tell you.
So that's their right.
So I can tell you black.
So they don't have no rights.
So
they don't have no rights.
Black.
They don't have no rights.
Can I tell you that you're black and I don't like black people? No, I don't want to serve black people.
No.
So black people can't come in.
So
I'm discriminating against you.
You're taking it saying that only the gratuity because the way you're flipping it.
I'm not talking about
hang on. Listen, I'm saying the way you flipping it.
That's not the subject.
Listen. Hold on.
Let's focus on
weed. I'm going to make the correlation. So you're telling me that now if they said only the black people have to pay gratuity. No, it's all over policy. So if you're going to try to flip it around, I'm just saying we got to keep it 1,000. It doesn't make sense with what you're saying.
That don't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense with what you're saying.
The subject, let's focus.
Come on, we are. I'm focused.
Let's focus on weed.
I'm focused.
Let's focus on weed and discriminating against someone because they smell like weed. Let's focus on discrimination.
I think a business has a right to make their own policies.
So does a business have a right to discriminate against someone because they're black? Does a business have a to discriminate on someone for something that's legal?
So now you're putting color. That's why I put the gratuity in there. Now you're going to tell me, okay, so but that should be
not a discriminatory act.
Why wouldn't it be like, why you going to make me put it
you for something that you do? Discriminatory has nothing to do.
Millicent, we going to Millicent.
Don't cut me off. Discriminatory has nothing to do.
We still got people that want to talk about this.
But don't cut me off, though.
Listen, bro, it's not about cutting you off, bro.
Don't cut me off when you say what you say, then I'm saying what I'm saying.
But you have been saying what you said.
And you're cutting me off. Don't cut me off. We can have this conversation, but let's be respectful and don't cut me off.
I have been.
I'm telling you, you're cutting me off.
Bruh, so then we'll never get to Millicent.
Well, Millicent can wait. What I'm saying is you're making discriminatory practices. You're comparing having to pay gratuity is not a discriminatory practice. It's not a discriminatory practice. Discriminating against someone coming in because they smell like weed is a discriminatory practice. It's apples and oranges, two separate things.
Man, it's not. But we're going to Millicent. Okay, we'll agree to disagree. Millicent, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the conversation about the courthouse and the judge being fed up with it. What's your truth?
My truth is I'm fed up with it also. But in defense, in Phoenix, Arizona, there are signs in a lot of establishments that say, please do not smell like marijuana when you enter. There are places that the churches, there's a lot of places that won't let you in if you smell like weed. I think you're getting it, and it's just like the same places that say, don't come into our establishment if you've been drinking. Mm-hmm. So if we're going by what Dame is saying, that means means all these little places is out here for people who can't handle their liquor, and they go to these friendly little places where no liquor is served. I should be able to come in there with a fifth of Crown Royal and do my thing. So yes, they can. It's not discrimination. It's just what that business decides.
The policy. It's their policy.
It's kind of like the black church, where the black church won't marry gay men. So is that discriminatory, or is that their choice? Come on, you shouldn't be wanting to smell like weed. People who walk around smelling like weed have very low self-esteem and very low self-respect. That's just the bottom line. Because you
just made a complete generalization of everyone that. Listen, Millicent, you just made a complete generalization of everyone that smells like weed. Y'all got to stop being prudes. Milwaukee, all y'all got to stop being prudes and being old. That is ridiculous. This is not 1985. People smell like weed. It's not the end of the world. Should they smell like weed in court? Probably not.
Dame, let me just say this.
It's not the end of the world.
Let me just say this.
It's a million things you can be concerned about.
Black people were a lot further than they are now. So let's take it back to 1985. Because in 1985, we didn't have to do neighborhood cleanups. We didn't have to give y'all no book bags for your kids. It's a lot of things. Let's go back to 85, because 85 was a better year than it is in the 2020s.
We also had crack.
Get high.
We also had crack, too, so don't say 85 was better. Because 85 was Reagan and we had crack.
Yeah, 85 was better. I was here in 85. Yes, 85 was better. We had crackheads, but we had
to go to schools in 80.
But Dame, you're actually doing what you were accusing me of, as she's trying to continue to make her point.
I'm having a conversation with her.
She was still trying to make a point,
though. Don't do that. I'm having a conversation with her like everybody else does on this radio station.
And I was having a conversation with you.
No, you weren't.
And
you were cutting me off and you said we're going to move on to the next subject. I'm not telling her to move on to the next subject.
I didn't say the next subject.
We're not doing that.
I didn't say the next subject.
We're not doing that today.
No, I didn't say the next subject. But go ahead, Millicent. All right, well, hey, let her go. On the YouTube page, great morning to everybody on the YouTube page. Love you, appreciate you. And just, again, going in on some of the commentary as we're talking about this. RC Creation Muse, great morning, said, it's like the no guns allowed signs on doors, regardless of somebody having a CCW.
You can't take guns into public spaces. So if you determine that's your public space, and you can't take guns into bars and restaurants, and you can't already do that.
But no. Those establishments, some places don't have no guns allowed in their building. They don't have the signs. And that's the point.
I'm saying
that she's making and that I'm making.
No, that's
like
not.
It's a policy of that
discriminate. I'm saying you can't. I'm saying it's discriminating against someone because they smoke weed or have something like that. I agree that you can do it, but
okay, that's all I was saying.
All I'm saying is
that's all I was saying.
I'm saying it's discriminating against someone, and it's a discriminatory practice.
Yeah.
And at some point, it will be learned that is discriminating against someone. Because I smoke weed, I can't come in here. That's what it is.
Yeah. Listen, again, we agree to disagree. I have nothing against those people who smoke weed. But again,
don't let somebody in that smell like cigarettes. Then.
Right. Okay. So again,
you can't pick and choose. Is what I'm saying. And when you pick and choose, you're being discriminatory. And it's just like saying he's black.
I'm not being I'm not being interrupted. I got you. We got to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning. You're listening.
I'm doing what you do. You talk while I'm talking. I'm talking while you talking. Homer, quit it with that, man.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The Truth will be black.
It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer. to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Westbound 94 is going to be a bit backed up from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. The usual stuff. Eastbound, quick tap of the brakes right past 70th Street. Overall, the rest of the system is looking just great. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, windy, and mild, high of 60. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Welcome, Black Truth Nation, to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Homer Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Elsie in the building.
And we are blessed to be joined by our teammate, the award-winning Sherwin Hughes with Truth with Sherwin Hughes, which is from 9 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday, here on The Truth. He happened to be in the neighborhood, and he heard the dialogue and the discussion. So, Sherwin Hughes, welcome to Truth in the Morning. It's the first time having him on.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
When I was on.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
It's my first time being on air with you, Sherwin.
Well, I kind of barged in because
That's okay.
So I'm driving. I listen to y'all every morning when I'm driving in to try and get a tone for what the day is going to be like.
Thank you, bro.
I'm like, oh, they're talking about a subject that I find interesting, fascinating, timely. It is the smelling of marijuana. And I have complained about it as well. And I guess we could have a larger discussion about the number of people that consume the intoxicant. But when you're going to court, that's what I was telling the gentleman when we were on commercial break, there is no more serious thing you are going to do that day than go to a courtroom and see a judge and get sentenced. And if you need to be high doing that, you've got a drug problem. And what I don't want is for people to relegate our community to those that have drug problems. The other thing is, if you're going to get sentenced and you know you're going in Judge Borowski's court, he treats black people like jewelry because he loves to put us in the vault. He loves it. And to not know the judge that is sentencing you and to know his history and his record of how he sentences black people and to still smell like marijuana going to his courtroom suggests something much larger. And that's very troubling to me. But that's just my opinion.
So you added some context that we didn't know about Borowski. And that was one of the questions I asked was, what kind of judge is Borowski?
But that should matter. So let me just say,
matter,
writ large, the biggest thing you're going to do that day, I can't think of anything bigger. I'm putting a suit on, even if I know I'm going to prison. I'm going to because I wanted everything to be tipped in my favor, right? Smelling like weed, I'm going to get the maximum sentence. Borowski lied. He was, it's not going to affect the sentencing. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. He can go all the way up to the maximum sentence because he's a circuit court judge. And I think that's just, it's problematic because I also don't want people think that our community is that lowbrow and low rent. There's also something to smoking. Smoking is real specific because there's a million ways to get high. Y'all know this. You can put stuff in your coffee. They got drops. They got gummies. Smelling like weed is something totally different. And plus, people don't smoke anymore. Nobody smokes cigarettes like they used to because we know how bad smoking is, but there's something specific about us. It's almost like a badge of honor to smell as strong as possible because some of us, and that's sad, Homer,
I know,
because we get status from how stinky our weed is. Like, I got the loudest.
Absolutely.
Buy a house. Have your car paid for. Don't have status from the weed that you smoke, but whatever. I could be a minority.
So I said that the weed in the courtroom is not a good idea. But weed in the restaurant, smelling like weed in the restaurant, or something. And we're talking about weed in the restaurant in the state that weed is legal.
Where?
Denver.
Okay.
And I've never been. So I just text my guys and like, when y'all go to Denver, when y'all go to places, do they smell like weed? What happens? And so I don't know. Truth Nation, I don't know. I've never been to Denver. But Will was saying in Illinois, they don't have that smell and it's legal.
Because it might be embarrassing for them to be in public and smell like weed. The other thing is, if you're in public and you smell like marijuana, you obviously have some level of intoxication. I guess on a personal level, why would you want to be out in public that intoxicated anyway? Especially in the world that we live in, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You might have to respond to an emergency. The weed that they have now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with what they have now compared to when some of our listeners were smoking in the 70s and 80s.
I am.
This stuff makes you hallucinate. It is that strong, and because they have tolerances that are so high, the weed that they smoke is astronomically like hallucinogenic. And if you were going to be in public, I don't want you in my establishment because you might be a liability. You might slip and fall, and now you're falling in my restaurant. You might make my other customers unhappy because they don't want to spend $1,000 on a dinner for a big party and you're smelling like weed and acting a fool. So just like a private residence, I don't necessarily want you coming into my house high. My restaurant is also a private business, so if I don't want you smelling like marijuana, you can't be in here. And there's nothing illegal about that. Just like if somebody's smelling like vodka. Yo, you smell like you've been drinking. You got to get out of here. I don't want you in here because you were obviously intoxicated and you're a liability for me.
So do you think when they do that they are not, and I compared it to not letting black people in the restaurant?
Can we not relegate African Americans to smelling like marijuana?
No, I'm just saying I know it's not
even close.
People.
Consuming a drug.
I'm saying they're discriminating against something that's legal by saying you smell like something that's legal, so you can't come in. And now, would that sit well with you?
I think that we're mixing apples and oranges because I can also deny you access to my space based on how you're dressed. I don't care how you smell. If you're not,
but how you dress is shirts.
It's more
shoes.
Discriminatory.
It's a dress code.
Because if you're wearing sagging pants and Timberland boots and a vest, a puffy vest, that I think is more discriminatory than not wanting somebody in your establishment smelling like a stinky, funky odor that is going to disrupt other people. Nobody, just like if your breath stinks, right? Nobody around you should smell your breath. And if your breath, I'm relegating the smell of marijuana to somebody's bad breath. If your breath is that bad that people in the whole establishment can smell it and you're interrupting my dining experience, get your ass out of my restaurant and never come back.
So you're going to kick somebody out because they breath stink.
If you're disrupting my paying customer, and my customers say, Sherwin, we've been coming here for 25 years. We love it here. But the way people are smelling, we're going to take our business elsewhere. Now I can't pay my rent as a restaurant owner. Who you think I'm going to get rid of?
Just listen. You're going to get sued.
How?
You kick somebody out because they breath stank?
Yeah. I can't. You're disrupting my customers. You're disrupting my flow of business. You are you're unhygienic. We have a policy in my restaurant. Remember, restaurants are not public, Dame. They are private establishments protected like your house is. You wouldn't let certain people in your house, and you're not going to get sued if you deny somebody access to your house, right? Restaurants and businesses are private establishments.
I get that, but I disagree in that you will get sued if you kick me out of your restaurant and tell me my breath stank.
I would let you sue me.
Because then I'm going to say you're going to go around and smell everybody else's breath. You're going to see if they breath stink.
Well, we can't smell it 3 tables away. But you can sue me. But what's going to happen is you're going to spend money on legal bills. You're going to lose in court. I would welcome you to sue me because the law is on my side.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying.
Discriminatory practices all around is what I'm saying. And you can pick and choose when you want to influence these and administer these discriminatory practices.
We're going to go to the True Talk text lines. Mr. Wright, thank you for holding. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. You hear the dialogue. What's your truth?
Hey, good morning. Good morning to you guys, man. I'm glad y'all had Mr. Sherman come in there and help to calm it down a little bit. You and Dame was getting a little hot today, man. I love you guys. I love y'all dynamic together.
Love you too.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to put in my 2 cents, man, how I feel. So I kind of on Dame's side, and I kind of hear where you're coming from, Homer, but I kind of understand because it's like, cigarettes are illegal, right? I mean, they legal, right? You can smoke cigarettes, right? Mm-hmm. They made that legal a long time ago, right? Mm-hmm. Now, anybody going to your establishment and they smell like cigarettes. Cigarettes, to me, stink worse than weed. That's just my opinion, though. I hate the smell. I used to smoke weed. I don't smoke anymore. Weed stank, too, and the new weed is way offer than what it was from back in the day. But you don't discriminate against those people who smoke cigarettes because it's illegal. So if they legalize weed, then how can you now tell the person who smoked weed is just like cigarettes? You can't. So do they discriminate against people? I guess that's my question. Do they discriminate restaurants? Do they discriminate against people who smoke cigarettes? Because they stink bad. And I got a buddy who smells from odor, and he can't smell himself, but he stinks. Do they kick him out too?
All right. Sherman, what's your thoughts? Thank you for your call.
The difference between, why are we pretending like marijuana and cigarettes are the same thing? Marijuana is an intoxicant. You are a liability. You are high. You might do something out of character. You might put other people at risk. You may put that restaurant at risk. There might be an emergency. You over here high as a kite, or as I say, high as a giraffe's vagina, and you are a liability. It's not just about the smell. It's the fact that you are coming into an establishment admitting that you are intoxicated, and you want everybody to know that. I don't want intoxicated people around me because they may act crazy. They may cause me to act crazy. I might get into an argument with them. And this weed is so strong that folks may be unhinged. And that's not everybody. But if I smell it, you're going to put my guard up unnecessarily because I know that you're intoxicated. And we don't need a world where more people are intoxicated, and we need even less people justifying it. Because if you're out in public smelling like weed, you got a problem.
I think in that regard, you're picking and choosing the intoxicant that you are saying is the bad intoxicant.
Alcohol can be the same way.
You go to bars. Don't you go to bars?
And if you are
people in the bars drinking, they're intoxicated. So to the level of their intoxication, you don't know. You just know they're in a bar. So when someone smells like weed, they smell like weed, but you don't know to the level of their intoxication. So you can't really say that because they smell like weed, it's gonna be a harm to my business. That's not gonna work.
I don't want to take that risk. But just like, I'm glad you brought up bars. So people are drinking in bars. If a bartender notices, this is the part of getting your license to be a bartender. If someone is overserved and they're acting in a particular way, you have a duty and an obligation as a licensed bartender to remove them from that establishment, even though it's a drinking establishment. Why? Because there's liability.
All right. Absolutely. So if they come in smelling like weed and they falling all over the place doing stuff, then yes. But if I come in smelling like weed and I'm having a conversation with you and we're talking and I'm just as fine, you're going to still kick me out because I smell like weed?
So this is not every establishment, Dame. There are some places, I can name 1,000. I might even name them on my show this morning from 9 to noon, where you can go and smell like weed. I know places in this city where you can smoke weed in the establishment. If I have a policy in my restaurant or in my establishment where we don't want that in here, I'll give you 50 places probably a block away where you can go smoke weed in the parking lot and they'll welcome you in. You just can't come into certain establishments where the owners, the managers, and the customers don't want to smell it.
Okay, we got several callers. We're going to try to take one, and then we'll get back to the others when we take care of some bills. Al, MKE, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What's your truth?
Well, my truth is I don't even understand why we should be having a conversation when it comes to being an adult. And I think also it goes to a lack of pride, because why would you want to go somewhere smelling like that? And I think it's giving certain cultures a green light to lower their standards. And for some of those people, if you give them an inch, they're going to take 500 miles to go to Mississippi by lowering that culture. So I don't understand why they would even want to go somewhere smelling like that. And then if they look at you a certain way, you feel like it's wrong, but then when you get around a certain culture, you feel like it's okay. If you in your house, that's fine, but when you go out in public, you should have a certain standard for yourself just because you're an individual versus figuring you going in there smelling like armpits and gas station incense. So I just think it's sad that people are like up in arms about people who want to smell like, Dookie Buster. So that's all.
All right, we got to get ready to take care of some bills. We'll come back to wrap up this dialogue. Callers, I see you. We'll come right to you when we return. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Don't forget, coming up at 8 a.m., it's What the Business Is, powered by We Energies. We'll be black.
This Black History Month, 101.7 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth, young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 101.7 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag at ToryLow_King or 101.7 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you experiencing acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
After an accident, don't wait to get the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices first. There is no fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Welcome, Black. Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence in the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth perspective and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month as 101.7 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history. It's happening every day. 101.7 The Truth's celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
We're going to the Truth Talk text lines. Thank you very much for being patient. Eddie, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. You hear the conversation about weed and the right to say you don't want it, you do want it in your establishment. What's your truth?
My truth is this argument is similar to alcohol is legal and drugs aren't. So the alcoholic think it's okay to be an alcoholic, but looks down on the person that is on drugs. The other thing is why would you want people to know your business? I'm like, okay, Homer, you're a radio celebrity. Would you want to go in a public place smoking, smelling like weed?
Nope.
And people know that you're a radio host? Nope. And then the other thing I want to make the point is that that was already stated, it's a private business. Why can't I run my house like I want to? My mom used to tell me this. You can go to someone's house and they can have their feet on the table, right? You put your feet on the table and they tell you to take them down. And you say, well, you got your feet on the table. Well, it's their table. They can do what they want to do. So I don't understand this argument about how people should, that you come in and tell somebody else how to run their business. And you know what? It probably would be a good thing for someone to challenge and say discrimination, so then it have case law on the argument and see what the outcome would be. Because I don't see how that could be discriminating when somebody's saying, and like I say, this is my business. I don't want, because sometimes when you do things, people come in like Al said, you give them an inch to take them out. Now all of a sudden you get that one person that they tell their friends, and they tell their friends it's a domino effect. Now you got everybody in the place smelling like weed. What, you know, I don't understand the other host's argument, and it seems like he would take it very personal. I don't know if he smokes weed or not, but if he goes in a place smelling like weed, I guess he figured, hey, it should be okay. You know, so that's my opinion.
All right. Thank you. We're going to Andre. Andre, thank you for holding. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. What is your truth on this subject?
Hey, good morning.
Great morning.
I think what Dan was going was he was thinking of pretext discrimination, because legally there's only like five or six things: race, sex, religion, I think handicap, and I think age. I think, but you can't use the smell as a pretext to discriminate against the other group. But every business can say, no, you can't come in because you smell like that. As long as you're telling everyone they can't come in because they smell like that, they can't come in. Maybe everyone over the time has grown used to cigarettes and grown used to the smell of alcohol. But even what, like Sherwin was saying about, if you smell like alcohol too much, they can say, no, you can't come in because you may cause a problem. So weed is pretty much no different.
All right. Thank you very much. Dave?
Listen, first of all, I don't smoke weed, but I have in the past, quite frequently. And I just feel an equity is not being provided when you say someone is smelling like weed and now they can't come in. I feel that's just being discriminatory to me. Now we have to realize that it is their personal space, it is their business, but where do you draw the line? So if you're saying a smell, so it's just this particular smell. It's not. You can like the way a skunk smells, and okay, you can come in. You can like the way cigarettes smell, okay, you can come in. But I don't like the way that you smell. It sounds too similar to I don't like the way that you look.
Why are we relegating marijuana, which is an intoxicant, to bad cologne or perfume? When you smell like weed, you obviously are telling the world that you are high. It's not just the smell, it's what comes along with it. So if somebody smells like cigarettes, yeah, it's a foul odor. And a business can also say, hey, you have a foul odor, you can leave. But with marijuana, it is different because you know that person is high. And someone who is high in public is a liability. So I could see them not wanting the person in that establishment because they are admitting to being very high. Weed is not just a smell. You're disassociated, you're in dreamland, your hand-eye coordination is muted, you might trip and fall, you might get into an altercation with your server because you're high, and a restaurant or an establishment can say, hey, we don't want to deal with any of that, and we don't want to disturb our other customers that decided to smoke weed at home.
Well, and along those same lines, people have pharmaceutical prescriptions for drugs that do the same thing and do worse, but you'll never know.
Well, if their speech is slurred and if their motor skills are muted, yes, you will know. You can tell them to leave too.
But if I come in and smell like weed and none of that is apparent, and now you're making the assumption that I am intoxicated to the point where I can't function, right?
I would say.
I'm saying there's so many gray areas in this that to pinpoint it on marijuana and weed smoking is discriminatory in my mind.
the last thing I'll say about this, and I got to let y'all do your radio show.
We got what the business is. Yeah, yes, sir.
Is that if a business says something to you, or if they have a sign, if you like to smoke weed, you smoke weed in the car, you smoke weed in traffic, all of which I disagree with, and you go to an establishment and you are intoxicated and you do smell like this very loud marijuana, and if the business says, hey, we don't want you here, then I don't want to spend my money here. There's something about black folks that we are told there's rules and there's policies, and we don't care about the rules and the policies. We still feel this right to assert whoever we are, and if we want to sag our pants or wear, clothes that are not in line with the dress code, like we want to come in. Why would you want to go to an establishment that doesn't want you there?
I agree.
It's a whole thing on TikTok now, because some of us go into restaurants and act a whole fool.
Yep.
And we're disrespectful to the servers. You should see what the servers do to our food. See, we don't think about that. If you are acting a fool and being disrespectful and you're treating that server like there's some kind of a slave, what they're doing to our food is how they're getting their revenge. So here's my warning. If a restaurant don't want you, take them at their word.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I would never go to some place that didn't want me. And even when this subject came up when we were talking about the breakfast spot a few months ago, I was like, if I was the breakfast spot, I would say 5 to 7, you can come in here smelling like weed, and then it'll be cracking. You'll make your money. You know what I'm saying?
You'll be out of business. Those people will put you out of business, David. You know that.
Why would they put you out of business?
First of all,
because everybody else wouldn't want to come, right?
So from 5 until 7, the weed smokers are allowed?
I'm just saying, come through. I would call it I would make some creative name for it.
I'm assuming you've never been to the Golden Nest breakfast
If you're
spot.
having problems, I think I have once or twice. I love breakfast. But I'm saying this, if you're having problems, instead of just banning something, try to work with it and figure out a way to coexist. That's all I'm saying in this situation. But again, if I'm weed smokers, I don't want to go there anyway. I'm going to go on the east side someplace that is more acceptable to what I'm doing, and I'm going to go there.
They may not want weed culture in their establishment.
I'm not going to spend my money someplace where I don't want it.
It's as simple as that. Problem solved.
Whether it's about race, whether it's about whatever, you don't want me here, I'm not going to spend. I would have never sat at the Woolworth counter because they don't want me here. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to sit at someplace else. I would have never, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying.
That was challenging a discriminatory law. This is
I'm saying I still wouldn't have sat there.
Fair enough.
All right.
I gotta go prepare for a radio show.
I know. Thank you very much. The Truth with Sherwood Hughes, the award-winning Sherwood Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The Truth.
Don't leave it hanging home.
I'm getting ready to read the thing here. I'm sorry. What the Business is up next at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. What the Business is on Truth in the Morning is powered by We Energies, energy you can depend on. Start calling in right now as we get ready to head to break at 833-212-1017 to shout out your very own black-owned business or a black-owned business that you love. That is 833-212-1017. Call in and shout out your business, or if you have an upcoming event, brought to you by We Energies, energy you can depend on. We'll be black.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 101.7 The Truth.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
What the business is. Yeah. We all here for our men and our women and our kids. Everybody, what the business is. Yeah. You got the business, let me know what it is. Hey, what the business is. You got the business, let me know what it is. Come on, y'all. What the business is, yeah.
Troop Nation, great morning. It is time for What the Business Is.
Hey,
can you tell us what the business is? We Energies. It's powered by We Energies, and we thank them for joining us for another year of What the Business Is. And this is where you can call in 833-212-1017 to shout out your very own Black-owned business or a Black-owned business that you love and that you may support. That is 833-212-1017. Call in now to shout out your business or your upcoming event. Again, it's powered by We Energies, energies you can depend on. We're going to go to the What the Business Is lines right now. PWD Computers, Antoine Perk, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What the business is. Can you tell us what the business is?
Yes. The business is PWD Computers, located on 3800 West Vallejo Street. We're open from Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 5. We specialize in computer repair, computer upgrades, custom-built computers, and basic computers as well, networking, graphic design. Stop on in. We've been providing services to the community for over 20 years. You can find us on all social media platforms under PWD Computers, and oh yeah, still got that special 14-inch Windows 11 laptops, $399. Bring your old laptop in. We'll get all the information off the old, move it over to the new. Get you up to date. Stop on in.
All right, that part, man. Thanks for sharing what the business is. We're going to Tiffany. Tiffany, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What the business is. Can you tell us what the business is?
Good morning. Yes, the business is More Affordable Credit and Prolific Realty Group. More Affordable Credit assists you with getting your credit profile in order to become a first-time home buyer or an investor. If you need our services and our need to clean up your credit in order to become a homeowner, give us a call at 414-399-1114.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to Arthur Sherelle V., I believe. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. What the business is. Can you tell us what the business is?
Yes. Good morning. I'm Arthur Sherelle V., creator of Still Here, Covering for the Soul in Times of Grief. Excuse me. which is a coloring book for those who have been carrying a lot lately, whether it's dealing with grief or just overall healing. If you all would like to purchase, it can be purchased on Amazon under the same name, or it can be purchased through my website, which is www.coloringforthesoul.com. And also, I will be at the Black Business Expo tomorrow from 12 to 4 at the Zufari Center. I'd love to see you there.
All right. You're going to learn today. Thank you for your call. What the business is, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Give us a call so you can let us know what the business is. And we want people to be able to support your business and the things that you are doing, and we thank We Energies for giving us that. Dame, do you have a few people that you want to shout out, bro?
Well, I'll shout out her because I have that book, and my young man is still using the grief book and all of that stuff, so thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you for coming up and bringing it to my attention through What the Business Is.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, if you're looking for to invest in your own property, your own home, you can give Cheryl McCarter a call at Prolific Realty Group, 414-305-7880, 414-305-7880. And make sure you let us know that, hey, I'm in the need of a home. And the rates just went down. The rates kind of went down for her.
They did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a great thing for people that are trying to open up or get a home. You know, you've been.
I meant to say something today, and I cannot remember what I was going to shout out.
I'm shouting out the Daddy-Daughter Dance. It's sold out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 21st Annual Daddy-Daughter Dance happening on tomorrow at the Baird Center, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Shout out to all of the fathers that will be bringing their daughters. We're going to have a great time as usual. Again, it's sold out, but 21 years. I've been involved in all 21. So, yeah, it's going to be another great experience. We're going to Patrice, what the business is. Can you tell us what the business is?
Good morning. How are you all doing today? I know my energy is a little shifted, but I'm so chill right now, getting ready for my day of massage, and excited about being able to let people know still more that massage is not a luxury. It is a part of your lifestyle. It's your girl, just Patrice from Calm Wellness Services, and I wanted to take a moment to invite you to join us this Sunday for a family, friends, and pharmacy, beauty, wellness, and business weekend from 2 to 6 at Calm Wellness Services, which is located at 6333 North Green Bay Avenue. We'll have an opportunity for you to experience the flaunted body sculpting. We'll have a skincare bar. We'll do a face mask bar, sampling of a variety of products, and so much more for you to learn about the pharmacy products and, of course, to experience some calm in your life. If you would like to know more about this experience, I invite you to give me a call directly at 414-909-2488. Registration is required, and the information is available on Facebook.
Hashtag that part, hashtag facts. Thank you very much. And, of course, don't forget, Yep. You got to make sure I got to stay right. I got to stay right. Can't tease with one great massage and then like, hey. So we're going to find out what the business is. 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Dame, you look like you might have got some information up.
No, I'm looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And so I wanted to say something.
It's going to come to me. Wait for it.
There's too much weed smoking in my younger days.
You're so crazy. Pow!
Oh, my God. Right, let me stop. Somebody be calling in saying, smoking all that weed, damn it. That's a setup.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could have some. They did say something about brain cells. I don't know.
I didn't smoke that.
I don't know. I don't know. They say something about it, but it may not be true. Again, your chance to take the opportunity to shout out, again, your own business or a black business that you love and support. Again, we have to always capitalize on these situations because, again, energy you can depend on, giving us this opportunity to say, all right, well, you know what? Normally I don't get to run a regular commercial, but I do want to shout out my business. These are your opportunities, people. These are your opportunities. And again, even if you are not the business owner, you can also shout out a business that is black owned and operated that you support. So just remember those things. Or you may have an event that is coming up, then you can shout out that event as well. So again, 833-212-1017. As we go to the lines, Mr. Wright, what the business is. Can you tell us what the business is?
Good morning again, guys. How y'all doing? One more time.
Bless.
So the business, I got 2 shout outs, man. I appreciate you guys again. I'd like to give a shout out to the Cage, MKE, man. Andre, Mr. Lee Ellis, thank you guys for hooking me up with that organization. I love helping the youth. I love helping my people, man. And my business is MOPP LLC. And now, if you're going to call me, please know that I am going to do my research on you. I need to know who I'm working with. I got to know that you're a trustworthy person. I deal with a lot of equipment. I'm a small business. But we do lawn care and grass service for the city of Milwaukee, man. I manage over 600 properties now. I just won a new contract, and I'm looking for some help. My phone number is 414-699-8983. Again, I'm going to do my background research on anyone that called me, man, because I got to know that you're a trustworthy person. So if you're not that, then please don't call.
All right, what's the number one more time?
That number is 414-699-8983.
All right, hashtag that part, hashtag facts.
I found it.
Okay.
Today at Metcalf Park, they're having the Community Power Fridge Network. So y'all go out and they're expanding that. So they're expanding the business of providing fridges in this food apartheid or food desert, as some people like to say it. So today at 3624 West North Avenue at 11 o'clock, show there and support. That's what it was.
Okay. And again, as they do and always do, great work over there at Metcalf Park.
Yeah.
And to Farina Brooks and everybody that is really doing their thing. I just really appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they don't stop. And it's a continued situation. And this is why we say people need to capitalize on it instead of talking about what we don't have, utilize the things that we do have. You know, there's a lot of things that we already have that some people are not taking advantage of. And sometimes that can make a person say, well, you know, ain't nobody doing this, ain't nobody doing that. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. Give me that number, PWD, was asked, hey, did I get my number on the promo? Give me that number that you want them to call. And, I think it's 414. This is for PWD Computers. If you need the services of PWD Computers, 414-445-5793, 414-445-5793. So if you need that service, and again, he does security cameras, all that. He does everything. So he's not one-dimensional. He even does graphics. So PWD Computers, give him a call. And then with this Windows 11, like it's a lot of people still working with the old browsers, and it's giving you that thing like, look, this is an outdated browser. So you better go on and step your game up. Yeah. Or it's going to be a lot of things that you usually go to that you're not going to be able to use.
Sometimes once you let it go, it's too late.
Yeah. Hashtag
so you
that
done
part
before it's too late.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Zero.
Absolutely.
It's a wrap. Cinderella ain't coming.
Right, absolutely, and that's just real talk. Again, every Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, it's What the Business Is on Truth in the Morning. It's powered by We Energies, energy you can depend on. So make sure y'all take advantage of that and y'all capitalize on that. Also, the award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's trivia spotlighting powerful facts and moments that you need to know, and Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, which is amplifying the youth perspectives and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history. It's happening every day. 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union. We'll be Black.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hello, is this Shirley?
This is she.
Shirley, you are our Gruber 5K giveaway winner this quarter. Congratulations.
What would you do with $5,000?
Going to look at buying me a pickup truck. That will be some of my down payment.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
I love you guys.
It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finance After the Kumpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, great morning. Welcome, Black. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 FM The Truth. We are inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. And I am the legendary Home Blow along with my brother,
MC Dame Elsie in the building.
And again, got to thank Sherwin Hughes for coming in. You know, we've been trying to get him to pop in on the show. And this was a great one. It was a great one.
We had to talk about weed for him to come up in here.
And, you know, another thing, man, we talked about the late Reverend Jesse Jackson and his deserving, you know, in my opinion, ceremony and celebration of life is happening, and it's a extended process, but as it should be. You feel what I'm saying? Very prominent figure, You're not going to find too many people that don't know, or when you say the name Reverend Jesse Jackson, they're not going to know who you're talking about. He's also someone that even our children, our future, look up and find out, who he was and what his contributions were. And, so outside of some of the other things that people talk about. But there's a lot of disrespect that has been going on, in my opinion, of how his services have been, they tried to plan it out where he could lie in state here. And it's like, nope, can't do that. We ain't going to do that. But we've seen other people, Charlie Kirk.
I was going to say, I guess you ain't got to be Charlie Kirk and you got to say a bunch of racist stuff.
Right.
For this government.
You get honors, you get a day, and all kind of stuff. He got his own holiday.
Listen, if nothing else tells you the mentality of this government that is now in power, the fact that Jesse Jackson, the municipalities, the smaller municipalities, have to go about lowering the flag for Jesse Jackson, then that should just let you know. It shouldn't even be a conversation at this point about what this government is presenting to you, because Jesse is one of those people that deserves that. Whether you like him or not, he's done enough work for the fabric of this country and weaving together cultures and weaving together from different eras, from the civil rights era to the Black Power era to the crack era with Reagan to where we are now, right? He's done enough work in all of these different eras that you gotta give him his flowers, and you gotta at least show him some respect of lowering the flag a little bit.
Absolutely.
And in not doing it, you're showing a disrespect not only to Jesse and all that he's done, you're showing a disrespect. Why? Because you can love that. Just also lets you know that people talk about Martin Luther King and they talk about how great Martin, but Jesse was his guy.
Yep.
That was his right-hand man for a long period of time. So you really don't like Martin Luther King. You just like that you can use his image and use his likeness to push an agenda that you want. Because if it was really about the work, then you would show Jesse the same love. And they
absolutely. But so salute to our county exec David Crowley again for ordering our flags lowered half staff to respect and pay homage to a person that deserves it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
To all those that did it.
Yeah, and there were some states that was like, nope, we ain't doing it.
Yeah,
we ain't doing it. You know what I mean?
Some states did, some states was not. And Minnesota did it, Iowa did it, but other states were like, no. And I think that's just so telling.
Right. I was going to say, it really just shows you who we are as a country when you really think about it. Because we can tell you about it, but action, love is action, where action speaks louder than words. And it really does.
And it's not even a large action.
Right.
It's just showing someone respect, but you don't want your people and your followers to see you showing this black man.
I was just going to say it.
Respect.
We can't hide it.
Even in war, if your enemy falls, you show him some respect.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Even in war. And so even if you don't like black people, like you say, Jesse still should get some of that respect, at least more than Charlie Kirk, who went out and said some of the most racist stuff that has ever been said publicly from that type of position, right? Come on, man. But you gonna give him a day and lower the flag and order the flags to be lowered across the country? But Jesse, you don't even give Jesse a shout out. He could have gave Jesse a shout out in the State of the Union.
Absolutely.
Just a simple rest in peace, Jesse.
Yep.
You did a lot for this country.
Yep.
But they don't want to do that. So that really goes to show you again how they really feel about MLK, how they really feel about the one that they know if they talk bad about him, people are going to be like, how you hate a man that said he was about peace? How you do that? You know? So they don't extend it to those that worked for him or those that were the same, because they're not held to that same they're not going to be looked upon. Yeah, we can take a dump on Jesse. We got to take a dump on Martin, but we can take a dump on Jesse. Come on, man.
Yep, real talk. Go to the True Talk text lines. Mr. Jackson, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the discussion. What's your truth?
What's going down, man? This is Blake.
What's going on with you?
What's up, Blake?
What's happening, man? The butt naked truth is he should lay in state in Washington, but it's not gonna happen. And being around the politics when Ms. King passed, from finding out Martin put his life on the line for a woman, Jesse been diligent. He was there. He had blood on him. He had brains on him, and the feds was watching. And this just goes to show everybody that voted for him and who should understand what the voting process truly means. And when, as Homer said, Decepticons do this show, he been showing his hand this. He been on TV.
Yeah.
This dude is a bad comic. And now he's following the rules within the lines of him going to jail. Everybody he set up last term went to jail. He's doing the same thing this time to keep his nose clean. And all I can say is that this is true disrespect. This is not a slap in the face. This is true disrespect. Besides taking all the stuff down and trying to take the days away, everybody just stand up and be one and recognize you have to vote to make a difference. That's why I'm calling in. You know, like I said, the ones that don't listen need to be listening. But I had said that I was just making a comment on Mr. Jackson. He thought it was Mr. Jackson. This is Blake speaking, man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a good day and have a great weekend and stand up for each other and take care of each other. We only here on the breath.
All right.
Thank you, Blake.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's right.
Yep. 833-212-1017. Like it's as a poll before we go to our break. Do you think it was disrespectful for all the states or for Washington, for all the states to not pay homage to the late Reverend Jesse Jackson by lowering their flags?
Absolutely.
But it comes from the top. So yes or no? Do you think that the flag should have been lowered everywhere for the late Jesse Jackson?
Yeah. I heard Farrakhan talking about it the other day, and he was like, if you don't like Jesse, then you don't like America. You don't like what this is, right? Because he stood for all of this. He fought for this.
Right.
He fought for black people. He fought for white people. He fought for equality and equity throughout America. So
the Rainbow Coalition.
If you don't like that, if you don't like Jesse, you don't like that. And so, Jesse had his faults. There were rumors of this, that, but that's everybody. Everybody, nobody's perfect, right?
That's right.
And so, everybody that's in public life has something that somebody can say, no, not that dude. And if you want to, right?
Yep.
Come on, man. Jesse deserves to have at least a flag. Though, what it take to lower a flag or to say that?
That part,
especially when you did it for Charlie Kirk.
Right, man. And mandated it.
And mandated that it happened. You did it for Charlie Kirk. Gave him a day. Moments of silence in the halls of Congress and stuff like that. Jesse deserves to get that at the minimum.
Right. We're going to go to the True Talk text lines, 833-212-1017, before we go to our break. And don't forget, coming up, when we return from our break, we'll have our MPS guest, Matthew Boswell, talking about the legendary North Division and the enrollment that is happening on tomorrow, and give you more information and reiterate some of the information that we gave you before. Red, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What's your truth?
They're ignoring some of the information that we
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. Please turn your radio down. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Red.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, look here. Back in them days when we was marching and everything, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, that was absolutely the worst day of my life. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And I still think about it like it was yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
It traumatizes me. And America is ignoring black people. They ignore us, and they give everybody else their stuff. And then when black people jump up and say, hey, give us a Jesse Jackson Day or whatever, they're ignoring us. It's just like saying, forget y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forget your ancestors and everybody else. And, I talked to Jesse Jackson, and he took over the movement after Martin Luther King was assassinated. cowardly assassinated. And I'm going to tell you something, man. That stuff was serious back then. It was violent, very violent. So when people talk about, well, okay, so what, Martin Luther King Day, so what, Black History Day, yeah, but you wasn't there, and you don't know how violent it was, and people put down and laid down their lives like Jesse Jackson. You know, I wish the black people would get together and go back to Washington and put Donald Trump in his place. God bless y'all.
Thank you. We got to get ready to take care of some bills, and when we return, we'll be joined by our guest from MPS. Matthew Boswell. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth FM. We'll be black.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving. You're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/Versity on King to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
Thank you, Milwaukee. Because of you, the second annual Truth Community Awards was an unforgettable celebration of the leaders, changemakers, and heroes who make our city shine. A special thank you to our incredible partners, Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousins Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. And thank you to our presenting sponsor, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Together, we're celebrating community, culture, and impact. We'll see you next year at the Truth Community Awards.
Until people come before profit. Until all energy is clean. Until the wild is truly free. Earth Justice will never rest. Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the planet and its people for nearly 50 years. Earth Justice has 150 full-time lawyers fighting in court for our planet's future and representing all clients free of charge. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. Until justice stands for all, Earth Justice will never rest. If you share our restless spirit and want to commit to fighting for a just and equitable future for everyone, go to earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Westbound 94 is going to be a bit backed up from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. The usual stuff. Eastbound, quick tap of the brakes right past 70th Street. Overall, the rest of the system is looking just great. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, windy, and mild, high of 60. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 24. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation, welcome black. Will, before we are joined by our guests, can you give us the results of the Truth YouTube poll? Do you think the flag should have been lowered everywhere to honor the late Reverend Jesse Jackson? Yes or no?
We got 82% yes, 18% no.
All right. I'd like to see those 18%. But we're black with Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Home Blow along with my brother.
MC Dame Elsie in the building.
And we are joined by Senior Director of Student Services. Again, my brother. It should be a volume there on that. There you go. You're in there now? Yeah, you can start turning where you need it. Adjusted accordingly, we will say. But, of course, Matthew Boswell, welcome black, and he's looking dapper.
I appreciate you having me. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, because there's something important that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tell them what that is.
Well, not necessarily tomorrow, but up until March 2nd is the deadline for kindergarten enrollment for Milwaukee Public Schools. So we're just here to get the message out once again to all of the families in the Milwaukee area that have K3, K4, or K5 students. Make sure you meet the priority enrollment deadline of March 2nd at 11:59.
So, and some of them can beat that deadline at the event that's coming up, right?
Well, the event already took place at North
on
Division.
the 20.
Yep. It was amazing, but let's talk about that a little bit. The event will take place February 21st at the legendary, as you know.
That's
North
what I've been
Division
saying, the legendary
high school, and it was wonderful. The community did come out. We got an opportunity to meet some amazing parents. We have some amazing parents in the Milwaukee community. I want to remind everyone of that. I think parents are often criticized. We have some amazing parents. So
that's
we got
great
opportunity to meet some of our amazing parents, and we just looking forward to the partnership.
That was going to be my question. So was it a great turnout on the 21st?
It was. It was a good turnout. It was a good turnout. We always would like to have more parents come, but the parents that attended the event February 21st, they got an opportunity to meet our amazing superintendent, Dr. Caselius. They got an opportunity to look at the vast majority of schools that NPS has to offer, and I think they were wowed about the choices, about how caring and nice and approachable our staff is and was. So they were impressed. We were impressed with their questions. They researched prior to coming to our kindergarten enrollment event, and it was just really nice to speak to parents.
So let's talk about the ones that didn't make it. So, is the clock up now?
So they have to March 2nd.
They have to March 2nd.
So you got the event the 21st, but you still got time.
You have
to March 2nd.
You have time.
So what happens if they miss by March 2nd and they haven't done what they were supposed to do?
Yeah. So if you miss the deadline for kindergarten enrollment by past March 2nd, our deadline, you still can enroll. What we're doing is encouraging priority enrollment. Those high priority schools fill up quick, and all of our kindergarten seats fill up quick. So we just encouraging parents to apply early. But once the March 2nd deadline passes, you can still apply. You can still apply online, or you could come down to 5225 West Valete Street, come to room 133. That is the Department of Student Services, and we'll help you enroll.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, again, March 2nd is the enrollment deadline. Right. But if they don't get it, but we're trying to make sure that they get it before, by March 2nd, so they can help get some of those priority schools choices that they may have. Because, again, be like, man, I want my child, and then you mess around and just procrastinate, and you wait. And it's like, yeah, I really wish you would have got in. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to still get you in. But your choices that you may have had as your first or second choice might not be available if you wait till after March 2nd.
There you go. Exactly. So that's why we just encourage, and I know parents do their research. They have schools that they have identified through generational, like you talked about in terms of generational students going to the school, family. Yes, siblings. There you go. Thank you, brother. So, generational enrollment. So that's just really important.
Absolutely. Be like, I went to this school, and I want my baby to go to this school. You get what I'm saying? It's like the whole family came up basically in that. Dame, go ahead with.
So you got sibling attendance. You got. What are the other two? You got proximity to the school,
correct,
and school capacity.
Right.
And the sibling attendance is given the highest of the ranks out of those three, or how does that work with those three? Or are you all factored in together?
Yes, they all factor in together, but sibling attendance or prior attendance is a big factor. Once again, we want to make sure that we keep families together. So those are the three top things that we look at as you detail: proximity to the school, and then capacity is extremely important. So but if you have a sibling that attends the school, that's a large factor in terms of acceptance.
Okay. Excellent. I got a question. Of course, we're talking about this, and of course, you had the fair that ended up being a very successful fair. When people are trying to make it before the deadline, what documents? What do they need? You know what I'm saying? So when you come to try to enroll your child into kindergarten, and I love the fact that y'all do do K-3. That's amazing, especially some people that are trying to start work again and all of that, and they got this young child and they want to know that they had that chance. So what type of documents do the families need in order to make sure that they don't have to, I got to go and try to get that. I got to go and try to get that. Right. Giving them a heads up.
Yeah, so once again, families can apply for any available 25, 26 school that's available. And once it has been approved that they can attend the school, the parent will be required to provide proof of address, proof of child age, and relationship to the child. So those are the three things in which you need.
Okay. So someone who's in foster care, like a foster parent, is it the same thing for those people who may not be the biological parents, but they are the guardian, the legal guardians of these children?
Yes, and that can get a little tricky depending on if you have school placement or enrollment permission as well for a foster or guardian parent. But usually we have what you call an educational passport. So we will work with any foster parent or legal guardian. If they do not have educational placement rights, we will work with that individual to make sure that we connect with the individual that do have placement rights to make sure the kid get enrolled. So that is not a barrier. That's not a hindrance. Any foster or legal guardians do not allow that to be a hindrance. We will help you through that process.
Important to know.
So if you're helping them through that process, what other supports do you have for the parents outside? Because not every parent has access to a computer. Not every parent has the capabilities to get to where they need to. Is there other ways that MPS is supporting to help parents register their kids for school?
Yes. So let's just say you're having some issues. We do have enrollment support at Milwaukee.k12.wi.us. You can, from a phone or whatever, send, hey, I need some help. Send some information, your email, someone to get back in contact with you. As well, if you have any other type of issues, we have enrollment canvassers that will actually come out to your home.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Once again, if you have any health-based elements or if you have any transportation issues, we will send someone to your home.
And that's the importance. That just goes to show how important it is and how hard and dedicated MPS is in trying to make sure that like kind of no child left behind type situation. Do families have to live in Milwaukee to enroll their children in MPS?
No, so families do not have to live in Milwaukee. They can enroll through our open enrollment process. Now, if you're a resident of Milwaukee, you have a right to a seat. At a school in Milwaukee Public Schools. So if you are a parent living outside of Milwaukee County, you have to then enroll through our open enrollment process through the Department of Public Instruction. Once that application is accepted, and then you are placed at a school that has capacity. You know, so if a school in which that you're interested in has the capacity to accept another student, and then you are then given that seat.
Okay. That's important information to know, you know, and I love the fact that, and I really feel like, dang, it should be this way, that Milwaukee gets priority. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Well, going back to the accessibility, you were talking about the different canvassers and all of that stuff, but you also have for those parents who don't speak English and need help. Could you give them that phone number so that they, not that, you know, truth listeners, but I'm just saying, they may know somebody.
For interpretation services. So if you need interpretation services or language assistance, please call 414-475-8159. Or if you need enrollment support that is interpretation services related, please send an email to enrollmentsupport@milwaukee.k12.wi.us.
That's important. Because we talked about that the other day, homie, about the language barriers that come about, and, you know, some things shouldn't have that, but this is obviously one area that should have the duality of those languages in there, and it should be helpful in doing that. So thank MPS for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, March 2nd is an important date.
Correct.
Because that is the official deadline for early enrollment.
Yes, and very important date. So once again, please make sure just for early enrollment preferences in terms of the schools that you would like your K3, K4, K5 student to enroll in, make sure that you complete enrollment before March 2nd. 11:59 online. You can come down to the Department of Student Services, I should say, me, at 5225 West Valete Street, room 133, between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we'll help you.
Excellent.
Yeah, get there. I mean, make sure y'all do this, people, because again, being proactive instead of reactive to a situation. Now you'd be like, man, I tried to. Be like, okay, when did you do it? And what they telling me now that my baby got to go way out here or way over here, where right now is the opportunity to try to get your son or daughter in the school of choice.
Right.
You know, and again, to carry on that sibling bloodline of, you know, I'm this and I'm that and my baby was that and my cousin was that. So this is your chance to do that. So make sure March 2nd. So be at 11:59. You know what I'm saying? At the end of March 2nd, it's going to be
and part
it's still open, but yeah, the chances of you getting the choice schools that you want for your
That's
children,
what I was gonna say.
It's going to be
As a parent, is your and all of those that are listening out there. It's your responsibility to make sure that you get your kid in the right situation for them, and you go about looking at these schools and finding the right one. Like I'm a big proponent of Montessori, and we've talked about that in the past. How Montessori is such does great work in MPS. If you want your kid in Montessori, you better jump up now,
right?
Because I know Montessori has a K3 too, right?
Correct.
So you better it'll fill up though. So
Absolutely.
You better jump up now.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Very quickly.
And we got the Senior Director of Student Services in here, Mr. Matthew Boswell.
Appreciate you.
Dressed like a dapper Don. Making me feel underdressed.
Absolutely.
Should have dressed like a dude. I should have, put on a little blazer.
That's why the dude had his suit on.
Yeah,
you knew you was coming with yours.
Well, I kind of always see a dude like that.
He was real fly today, though.
Yeah.
He was like, make sure I'm fly today, too.
Yeah, turn the heat up a little bit.
Yeah, put that pressure on.
Yeah, so, and he done it before March 2nd. Which would have been the suit deadline.
That's important.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew Boswell, man, again, for just informing Truth Nation. And, of course, because we got a lot of grandparents that may be the guardians of these children. So I think that it's so important that they understand. So when people say, like, who are we talking to? We're talking to everybody. And if you are a grandparent or you're an uncle or auntie that may now have custody of your nieces or nephews, again, make sure you get them enrolled and you're not sitting there knocking at the last minute talking about what we going to do now. So although you can still enroll after March 2nd, the deadline to get your choice would be March 2nd. So let's do it before March 2nd. So even throughout the weekend, they can go online and do this. Right?
Yes, they go online and make sure that they enroll. If you once again, if you need any help, MPS, MKE. .enroll. Go online. If you can not complete the application online, please send an email to enrollment support at milwaukee.k12.wi.us, and we'll be there to assist you.
Thank you very much, Matthew Boswell. It's great to have you back in the studio again, man, and again with such an important message because school's in, but then it's going to be out. And then you're going to be coming to the fall.
And like Homer said, even if you don't have legal custody of some children, if you just kids in your family that you care about, make sure their parents know about these deadlines. Make sure the kids on the block parents know and spread the word. That's why they here. That's why they on the Truth, to spread the word. So do your part, Truth Nation, and spread the word and make sure everybody knows by March 2nd they got to have their kids enrolled. They can still do it afterwards, but they want to have this stuff done by March 2nd.
All right. Thank you very much. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. We got to take care of some bills, and we'll be black.
All right, thanks.
On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers wrap up their regular season schedule as they host conference foe, the Youngstown State Penguins, at Milwaukee Panthers Arena.
20 to shoot. Elam will. No on the three. To the top. Ricochet. Dorceus. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it.
Scott Warris has the coverage Wednesday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Welcome back, Truth Nation.
Yeah.
Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. Inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. Yeah, we've had a powerful show.
Powerful.
Of course.
I wonder if Tori got that trademark. He need to get that trademark because that is
right. That's something that you can do.
Powerful. You can get that trademark.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nobody's gonna use
all y'all stop saying my stuff.
the way that I say it.
Make up your own word.
I know it's a word, but it's not. It's the inflection of the word. Powerful. There it is. Powerful.
I'm gonna give me a word. Let's trademark my word.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, man, I got so many isms. I don't know.
I've been trying to think.
I had to put a lot of them in there. I'd put a lot and be like, okay, which one's gonna stick? Which one's just gonna stick? Because that would be the one.
You know, like the Wu-Tang used to do that all the time. Just make up words. And shout out to the Wu. He lost one of they. I ain't gonna say a founding member because he wasn't a rapper, but he was very important to what they did. He started the Wu-Tang. The line. He was the one that did the clothing line. That was his responsibility. And rest in peace to Oliver Power Grant. Y'all may remember him from the movie Belly. He was in Belly. He was one of the dudes that was in Oklahoma or wherever they were. Mm-hmm. It was Oklahoma and Nebraska. It was in Nebraska. He was one of the dudes that was hustling in Nebraska, and he was calling meth on the phone. That's power. And he was very important to the Wu-Tang and selling the Wu wear and starting their clothing line, one of the first rap groups to have a clothing line. Without that, there would be no, rocker wear, Sean John, all that other stuff come from the Wu wear. So shout out to Power and rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Power and my whole unit, if you know. Yeah, shout out that.
Yeah, a person that ended up having a dope clothing line that I wanted to support, but it ended up failing because of 9/11, and that was DMX. His Bloodline clothing.
It didn't do well.
It couldn't because it was all stuck in the ocean. Like when they stopped letting anything come, it was on barges. It's so many clothing lines and other companies that all of their merchandise, because once 9/11 happened, for months, barges just had to sit out.
They just lost money.
Yeah. So like people that had their fall line and their, you know what I'm saying, their winter and all of that.
I never thought about that.
That was all lost.
I never thought about that.
That was all lost. And his clothing line and the launch of it and all of that, man,
some of the
interrupted.
Well, okay, what was the best urban? And this is just what was since we talking about Wu wear and stuff like that. What was the best urban wear that was made by
artist or a group
or something like that? Because me and my guy was talking yesterday, and I used to be a big Grand Poobah fan, and so I would dress like Grand Poobah, and I had that type of style and flavor about what I was doing, but I wasn't. I was wearing polo and this, that, and the other, but I wasn't. This prior to the line, because even Outkast had a clothing line, Diddy and them had a clothing line, of course Rockefeller, Rockerwear, Maurice Malone. What was the best you think though?
Well, now I don't know if I would say the best, but the most impactful, Sean John.
You think Sean John was more impact? Well, it might have been because Sean John was sold in Macy's.
Man,
and all
he
that
had
other
suits.
Stuff.
It wasn't one dimensional.
You're right. Right.
Yeah, so it wasn't just one dimensional. And then he came with the cologne and all of this stuff. So he wasn't one dimensional with the Sean John brand.
Yeah.
So I would
talk
have
about FUBU and all of that stuff. They just had hats and jerseys. And it was just and even with Rockerwear, they had
it was more
jeans.
just rugged. You know what I'm saying?
And all of that. Okay.
But Sean John stepped the game up. You know what I'm saying?
He had a whole line.
Absolutely, jeans and everything, and suits and shirts and ties. So so that was more, in my opinion, the complete package with that.
Yeah, Diddy he was something else.
Yeah,
but.
And Locked and Lovely. Great morning. Love you, appreciate you, and you are absolutely correct because I had a chance to work with the late O.C. White on his last stint in radio before he ended up passing away, and that was at WNOV. He said, if I remember correctly, O.C. White from the old days of WNOV used to say the word powerful with the same tone and inflection that the current Tory Lowe uses, and he did. He absolutely did.
Powerful!
Yeah.
So you can't trademark because OC did it first.
Yeah, but I mean, OC didn't trademark it, so he I know. But if you're looking at it on the line of respect, in the business that we in, then you'd be like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can do what you can do whatever you like.
Because what's the coach name? Pat Riley trademarked the word three-peat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So anytime they said it on ESPN or anytime they said something, they had to pay that brother. Put it on T-shirts, whatever. They had to pay him.
Me.
So
yeah. So and you know what? O.C. White's family is still, very, very active and are doing things. So yeah, if it came up, they probably would be like, hold up.
Compared to,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great name to be compared to O.C. White because even I know who O.C. White was.
Yeah, people for decades, man, compare me, and it's such an honor to be compared to the late Dr. Bob. And you are like a modern age Dr. Bob. And that is such a humbling recognition and level of respect because Dr. Bob was that brother, man. He was that brother, man. He was that brother. And talking about supporting Black-owned and operated businesses and being instrumental in a lot of artists that we now call legends, that was Dr. Bob.
But see, that was back when DJs was doing that, though.
Yeah,
when
man.
you had to have, it wasn't streaming, it was.
That's right.
DJs was breaking records.
That's right, real
DJs
talk.
was, they still are important, but it was like, you know, radio DJs program their own shows, and you know, so you had to go to them.
That's right.
And it wasn't iHeart, man. You had to go to them and do whatever and holler at that guy.
That's right.
And then he'll play that joint, you know? So,
absolutely.
yeah, that's important.
And shout out to the late Lady BJ, the DJ, who was the first radio personality to play Rapper's Delight on WNOB.
The first radio personality in Milwaukee?
Yep, Lady BJ.
Or
it played the whole 15-minute version.
Wow.
What you got,
It
James?
starts with a spark, and at Milwaukee College Prep, that spark turns into something extraordinary. From age 3 through 8th grade, MCP nurtures brilliance, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of students face economic hardship, but that doesn't define them, because at MCP, every child's potential shines. With 4 campuses, 1 powerful mission, college and beyond. Milwaukee College Prep is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, where Milwaukee's future begins to shine.
Hey, watch your social media on tomorrow. It is the 21st annual Daddy-Daughter Dance, and I am your musical conductor for 21 years.
Shout out to all the daddies.
Going to be some beautiful pictures, beautiful videos, and let's flood and dominate the internet as we do every year. Love you, babes. Talk to my agent. The award-winning Sherwin Hughes is up next with The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Thank you for stopping in and joining us. Will, thank you for a great produced show. We out of here.
Peace.